up this morning, sun's a bit hazy, checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low, gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this, guys. Let's turn this key and make it happen. Guys, this is Ron Tyler with the Emergency Management Associates. We're on the air to serve you 5 days a week, every day. But on weekends or at nights or in the early mornings, we'll come on the air to tell you about something as soon as the information becomes available. If something is there and it needs to be talked about, we're going to bring it to you live on the air whenever it happens. Now, tonight, okay, we've got some things I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about earthquakes in the South Pacific, earthquakes in the United States, and I also want to talk about the New Madrid Fault. The New Madrid Fault is moving today, right now. It's moving, okay? Not huge, but it's moving. I've been telling you this for a very long time, that the New Madrid earthquake fault is going to move, and it's picking up steam now. 3.5 years ago, I was going to only tell you, when people asked, I only told you that there were only tremors there. Tremors, 1.0 to 1.8 in magnitude. Most of the time was less than that. Those are tiny tremors that nobody even sees, nobody even feels, nothing. But when they got to be 2.5, 2.7, 3.0, when you start to feel them, and larger, that's when I became very concerned. And that's when we've been talking about it at least once a week, sometimes more than that. Okay? I've been talking to you most of the week about what's happening in the Pacific Northwest in regards to Cascadia. I've been talking to you about my concern about Mount Rainier. Now I'm going to talk to you tonight about earthquakes in the South Pacific, in the western United States, and also on the New Madrid Fault. That's where we're going with this tonight. First off, I'm going to take down our EMA banner here. I'm going to go down here and open up the USGS map here. I'm going to talk to you about earthquakes all over the place, literally all over the place. I want to take down a webcam for the time being until such time as I deem it necessary that you see me, and let's talk about what's going on here. As you can see, we have earthquakes down here in the South Pacific. These earthquakes are things that need to be talked about. This earthquake right here, it's a large 5.0, 5.1 earthquake near Levuka, Fiji, 175 miles east of Levuka, Fiji. Levuka, Fiji is over there to the east, as you can see. Suba, Levuka, Fiji there. This is out here in the open ocean where there's nothing here. Nobody felt it at all. Open ocean here. The Pacific Ocean waters have absorbed the shock waves from this quake. Nobody felt it. Large 5.1, nobody felt it. Now, let's move south here. Down here are the Kermadec Islands. The Kermadec Islands belong to New Zealand. They belong to New Zealand. The Kermadec Islands are unoccupied islands except for birds. The Kermadec Islands are bird sanctuary. This is a large 5.3 earthquake here in the Kermadec Islands. No big deal. Nobody felt it. The ocean waters, for the most part, absorb the shock waves of these quakes. And yes, the birds may have felt some of these earthquakes here, some of the shaking. Down in New Zealand itself, we've had some 2.0, 2.3, 2.5, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, and 3.2 earthquakes here in New Zealand. Nothing to be overly concerned about. The majority of the earthquakes happen here, up here, north of the North Island here in the Bay of Plenty here. Most of them happen up here, but they have had some earthquakes here on the North Island itself. Going over here towards Auckland, New Zealand, they've had some minor earthquakes up here, 2.4, 2.7 earthquakes. Over here, Gisborne, New Zealand here, they've had some minor earthquakes, 2.6, 2.7, and 2.9 in magnitude. Further south here, right here, Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay. We've been having some 2.4, 2.7 earthquakes here today. Further south here, Southern North Island. Southern North Island. This is normally where we have some minor earthquakes. That's what has happened today. 2.4, 2.5, and 2.7 earthquakes down here in the southeastern part of the North Island here. Over here on the western side of the North Island, we have a volcano here. No earthquakes at the volcano at present time, but we have earthquakes down here to the southeast of that volcano. 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes. Further south here, in this body of water between the North and South Island here, this is called the Cook Strait. The Cook Strait. The Cook Inlet is up in Alaska. This is the Cook Strait. Down here in the Cook Strait, we've been having some other 2.3, 2.5, and 2.7 earthquakes here. We've also had some 2.3, 2.5 earthquakes down here on the northern part of the South Island here. Down here in Southland, New Zealand, over here on the west side of the island, 2.5 and 2.7 and 3.0 earthquakes here. 3.0 earthquakes here, 3.0 small earthquakes. The others are all minor earthquakes. That's all that's happened here in New Zealand. And USGS is not even showing any of that. None of it. Only other thing USGS is even talking about today is over here in Papua New Guinea. Over here in the ocean of Papua New Guinea. This is a large 5.1 earthquake as well. 94 miles west-northwest of Panguna, Papua New Guinea. Nobody felt this earthquake. It happened in the open Pacific Ocean here, and the Pacific Ocean absorbed the shock waves from this quake. Nobody felt this earthquake. No harm, no foul. Notice where this earthquake is at. Again, on the edge of a tectonic plate. Edge of the plate. Guys, in this region, as I've told you, this is the largest subduction region in the world. The largest subduction region in the world. We probably have 30% of all earthquakes down here in the subduction region. USGS is not even doing any justice to that. There are some 47 earthquakes here in Indonesia today. USGS doesn't show any at all. None. None at all. Over here in Taiwan today, we had a moderate earthquake over here in Taiwan, in northeastern Taiwan today. This was a 4.3 earthquake here. 22 miles east, northeast of Hualien City. Hualien City here, guys. Look where it's at. Okay, look where it's at. This was a moderate earthquake here. Nobody even felt this earthquake. Moderate earthquake energy this far out to sea, nobody even felt this earthquake at all. The ocean waters of the South Chinese Sea has absorbed the shock waves from this quake. No harm, no foul. There are other minor earthquakes around here, all over Taiwan. We're not even going to go into that right now. They were not even felt. Minor earthquakes cannot be felt. 2.0, 2.9 cannot be felt at all, except someone in the upper 2.8, 2.9 region. Some very sensitive people might feel that. Normally, people don't feel any earthquake shaking at all unless it is a 3.0 or large earthquake. That's all that's happened here in Taiwan today. Now let's back out here again. Let's go over to Japan. Up here north into Japan here. South of Japan in the Ryukyu Islands here. This is a moderate 4.7 earthquake here. In the islands here. Out here, nobody felt this earthquake either. Open ocean waters here absorbs the shock waves of this quake. Nobody felt it. Moderate earthquake at that. Okay? Going up here into Honshu, Japan here. Honshu, Japan here. North of Tokyo. This is a very populated region. Very densely populated region of Japan. This, guys, was a 4.6 earthquake here. 4.6 earthquake here. 3 miles east of Chikushi, Japan. Chikushi, Japan. Chikusen. SEI, I'm sorry. Chikushi. Can't even pronounce it now. Chikushi, Japan. SEI. Chikusi or EI. Okay. This is also 40 miles deep. Very shallow earthquake. Relatively shallow earthquake here. Okay. Now, that's all here. That's all that happens here on the west coast of the Pacific Ocean. Western side of the Pacific Ocean. That's it. We had some minor stuff happening over here in the Rat Islands here of the Aleutian Island chain. Nothing big major at all. Going up here into Alaska. We've had some minor tremors and minor earthquakes here. You see 2 earthquakes that just happened. These are red dots here. This red dot is a 1.6 tremor. This is 20 miles northwest of Karluk, Japan, or Karluk, Alaska. Karluk, Alaska. Look where this earthquake is. Look where this earthquake is. We have all kinds of other earthquakes as well. This earthquake right here is a 1.3 tremor. This is at a volcano. Old Iliamna volcano here. We have other earthquakes here as well. 1.3 tremor here. South of the volcano here. Going further north here. This is a 0.6 microquake here. Going up here to the north. This is a 1.8 tremor. This volcano is not doing anything. Occasionally, scientists have a webcam here, and you might see this volcano steaming. Steaming, that's all. Not showing any signs of eruption at all, period. Nothing. Nothing. Up here north of the island here, Kodiak Island, we have a 1.6 tremor here. Over on the southwest side of Kodiak Island, we have a 1.3 tremor here. And over here, we have another 1.5. Let's go north. You can see some other minor earthquakes here. Let's go up here to the eastern peninsula of Alaska here. This is a 2.6 minor earthquake here near Sterling, Alaska. Not a big deal. Further to the northeast here, this is a 2.0 minor earthquake here. That's it. That's it. Anchorage, Alaska, which is the capital city of Alaska, nothing. That's pretty much the case all the time. Yes, they do have some minor tremors, sometimes minor earthquakes here, but nothing usually shown on the USGS. That's it. That's all. We go across the Cook Inlet here. Go across the Cook Inlet here. This is a 2.3 earthquake here, 17 miles south of Sioux City, Alaska. 2.3 earthquake. Further over here to the northwest, this is a 2.1, 11 miles southwest of Sioux City, Alaska. Not a big deal. Now, I want to go back over here. Why do I want to do that? Right here we have a volcano, Mount Redoubt volcano. It happens to be that Mount Redoubt volcano is steaming off and on now. Mount Redoubt has been showing us signs of a possible eruption now for quite some time. It has erupted 3 times in the past 7 years. It's not showing any signs of a big eruption at all, but it is showing signs of steaming right now, meaning it is releasing that gas from the magma that is down in the volcanic chamber beneath the summit of Mount Redoubt. Okay, that's what's going on here. Going further north here, north of the volcano here, this is a minus 0.2 microquake. Minus 0.2 microquake. Why do I say that? This earthquake is in a hillside up in the mountain. They say this is the minus number because it is above sea level. Guess what, guys? Guess what? This is 0.8 of a mile deep. 0.8 of a mile deep, nearly a mile deep. Half mile deep, half mile deep. No, I'm sorry, it's 0.8 of a mile. It's 0.8 of a mile deep, nearly a mile deep here. Not a big deal. I truly believe this is not above sea level at all. There's no way in heck that this mountain right here is 5,280 feet high above sea level. It's not. This earthquake is down in the ground, not above sea level. USGS is wrong in putting it as a minus number. It's not. It's above sea level or below sea level here. Right here is also a 0.6 microquake. Over here to the east here, this is a minus 0.2. This is 13 miles deep. There's no way in heck that this is a minus number at all. They have it at a minus 0.2 microquake. It's not minus numbers at all. This is a 0.2 microquake, period. 13 miles deep. Okay? Now, we go up here to the north. We don't have anything major at all here in the north central part of Alaska. Going over here into northern Denali, Alaska here. Northern Denali, Alaska, we have a 1.4 tremor here. Not a big deal. USGS has this referred to as 39 miles west-southwest of Cantwell, Alaska. USGS still does not get the idea that they need to identify the earthquake where it's at. This is in Denali, Alaska here. Not near Cantwell at all. This is in Denali, Alaska. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. This time they missed the mark again. They missed it a lot. Going further to the northwest up here, this is a 2.2 earthquake here near Healy, Alaska. Not a big deal. Minor earthquake here. We go up here. Now we're nearing Fairbanks, Alaska. Southeast of Fairbanks, Alaska. 1.1 tremor here near Salaha, Alaska. Going up here right next to Fairbanks, just northwest of Fairbanks here. This is the 1.0 tremor here near Farmers Loop, Alaska, just northwest of Fairbanks. Further northwest of Fairbanks up here is a 0.6 microquake near Minto, Alaska. We've had many earthquakes here near Minto, Alaska before. This is just one more of them. One more earthquake we want to tell you about Alaska, that is this one. This is a 2.7 near Manly Hot Springs, Alaska. 2.7 minor earthquake, 14.2 miles deep. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. No problems. We have no earthquakes up here in northern Alaska at all. Nothing above the Arctic Circle here at all. Everything is copacetic here. That's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Now, I come down here to the Pacific Northwest. I'm not going to talk about all these earthquakes all over Washington that you see, because they're not even showing even 1/10 of the earthquakes that happen here in Washington. There are hundreds of earthquakes that have happened here in Washington today, and they don't even address hardly any of that. The largest earthquake here in Washington here is a 2.8 here near Concrete, Washington. Concrete, Washington. This is up near the volcano here, Mount Baker. 2.8 earthquake here. Going down here off the coast of Oregon, off the coast of Newport, Oregon. USGS is saying we have a 1.7 tremor here. That's good. We have dozens of tremors here. Dozens and dozens of tremors all over this region. USGS is only showing one earthquake here. A tiny tremor. Tiny tremor here. Now, we have earthquakes down here in Northern California here. Right here. Right here. Why do we have earthquakes here? We have a geothermal facility here, guys. A geothermal facility right here. Men have drilled into the upper magma chambers of this volcano right here. They drilled into the upper magma chambers of the Clear Lake volcano. When you do that, every drill point, every time man drills into a volcano or down into the surface of the crust of the earth to obtain oil, gas, or steam from a volcano, those man-made drill points become earthquake faults, man-made earthquakes. Man-made earthquakes. Why? Because the seismic energy comes off the Pacific plate, goes over here to, in this case, California, hits these man-made holes in the ground. They're man-made earthquake faults. And when the seismic energy hits that, it fractures the rock in the drill point in that hole, and it fractures the rock, causing earth movement, an earthquake. That's what's happened here today. Okay, I've repeatedly told you what happens here in the geysers facility. Let's zoom in here. We have about 50 earthquakes here in the geysers facility today. Normally we have 20 to 30. We have about 50 earthquakes here in the geysers facility today. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to pull up a facility here where there's a turbine. This is a geothermal facility processing the steam here. Right here. See this facility right here? I'm going to pull this down so it's in the center of your screen. This is a turbine facility here. Okay? There are 81 turbines in the geysers facility all over the hills of Sonoma County, California. That's where they're at. Okay? The turbines process the steam to make electricity here. Now, let's go over here. Right here. See this area here? Just to the northwest of the turbine facility here? This is what they call the fingerprint, the footprint, where they've drilled into the magma chamber to pull out steam from the volcano. Along the roadways here, they have PVC pipe that pulls the steam from this footprint here all the way over here to the turbine facility. The PVC pipe runs alongside the roadways here, goes over here to the turbine facility. The steam is processed, pushed through to the turbines that generate electricity for Pacific Gas Electric and 3 other energy conglomerates here in California, one of which is Rocky Mountain Power from Utah. Rocky Mountain Power pulls electricity from this facility and takes it over to Utah to use. Okay, that's what happens here in the Geysers facility. Happens all the time. Lots and lots of earthquakes, you guys. 50 plus earthquakes here today. 50 plus earthquakes. About a month or so ago, we had 100 earthquakes here. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. As I said, normally we have about 20, 25 earthquakes here normally. 50 plus earthquakes here today. Okay? Now, let's go south. Now we're talking about the San Francisco Bay Area. San Francisco Bay Area. Over here on the northeast side of the bay. Right here. Guess where we're at? Pinole, California. Pinole, California. This is a 1.2 tremor here. This is a 1.92.0 earthquake here. Right next to the bay. Literally right next to the bay. This is also on the fault zone. The Hayward Fault. Right on top of the Hayward Fault here. Literally. Okay? That's why we have these earthquakes here. Further here to the south, Sobrante, California. 0.7 microquake. Further south here, on the east side of the bay, on the Hayward Fault here, we have a 0.91.0 tremor here, San Leandro, California. Beautiful city here. This is a 1.0 tremor, basically. USGS has this as a 0.9 microquake. We all know that USGS tampers with those readings. They tamper with the seismographs to bring an earthquake down to the nearest 0.9. So this probably was much more of a 1.0 tremor or even larger. USGS downgrade to a 0.9 microquake here. Typical. Very typical what they do here. Go south here. South of the Bay Area. Over here just northeast of Monterey Bay here. On what? The San Andreas Fault. Morgan Hill, California. Morgan Hill, California. Actually, this is on the Hayward here. Sorry about that. No, it's not. This is on the San Andreas Fault. No, sorry, it's not. This is the Hayward Fault here. Morgan Hill, California. For this south here, south of Monterey Bay here, this is on the San Andreas Fault. That's what I was looking at. This is a 2.3 earthquake here near Tres Pinos, California. Tres Pinos, California. Further south here in the Pinnacles here, California. This, guys, is near San Lucas, California. San Lucas, California. This is a 1.5 tremor here. Go further south off the San Andreas Fault, closer to the shoreline of California here, right here. This is a 1.8 tremor here, near Atascadero, California. Near Atascadero, California. Okay? Earthquake here. Just a tremor. 1.8 tremor here. Further south here, southeast of Santa Barbara, California here. This is 1.4 near Carpinteria, California. Not a big deal. Okay? Offshore here. Offshore from Los Angeles here. This is a 1.6 earthquake here, or 1.6 tremor here, near offshore from Santa Rosa, California. Santa Rosa Island, California, 1.6 tremor here. Okay, over here, on land here in the LA County. This is Willowbrook, California here, 1.2 tremor. 1.2 tremor here, guys. That's normal. That's normal. We go further down south here into LA County. We see a 0.7 microquake here near Anaheim. Anaheim. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a false reading. False read. Why do I say that? There are dozens and dozens and dozens of microquakes. Dozens and dozens and dozens of microquakes here in Anaheim. I'm going to tell you right now. If I was able to show you the seismogram from Anaheim, they have a seismograph in Anaheim, but if I was to show you the computer readout called the seismogram, I would show you earthquakes from the time it starts at midnight at night all the way through a 12-hour period. Earthquakes all the way through the 12-hour period. Top to bottom, side to side on the seismograph. These earthquakes are 2.0 to 3.2 earthquakes. 2.0 to 2.9 are microquakes. 3.0 larger are small earthquakes. 3.0, 3.9 are small earthquakes. The seismogram in Anaheim, for all intents and purposes, in the past, every day, the seismogram was filled with seismic activity, top to bottom, side to side. For USGS and Caltech to show a 0.7 microquake here in Anaheim is fictitious. Fictitious. As I said, there are dozens and dozens of microquakes here. There are dozens and dozens of minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. In Anaheim, I would dare say we have 1 to 3 small 3.0 to 3.3 earthquakes here in Anaheim. That's normal. That's very normal. Now, what else am I going to show you here? Long Beach. Long Beach is the same way. Long Beach is top to bottom, side to side, filled with seismic activity. Every day, without fail. Again, we have tremors here, 1.0 to 1.9, 2.0, 2.9 minor earthquakes, and we have at least 3 or 4 small 3.0 to 3.3 earthquakes here in Long Beach every day, literally every day. USGS is not showing anything here at all. That's a falsehood. They're not showing hardly anything going on here in LA County at all. There are over 400 earthquakes a day here in LA County. Over 400 earthquakes a day in LA County, including San Bernardino County to the east and the southeast out here in Orange County. All kinds of earthquakes here. USGS is not even touching any of those earthquakes at all. At all. They're showing an earthquake up here to the northeast out here next to the San Andreas Fault here. This is 0.4 microquake near Little Creek, California. That's kind of normal. Kind of normal. We go south here. This is on the San Jacinto Fault. Loma Linda, California. Loma Linda, California. Guys, here in Loma Linda, we have a world-renowned medical center here. Medical center. Loma Linda has in the past had small earthquakes here. They're showing this 1.5 tremor here, but they're not hardly showing anything else going on here. They're showing this 0.8 microquake here, south-southwest of the Redlands, 4 miles south-southwest of the Redlands. This is a 1.7 in Loma Linda. All 3 earthquakes here are in Loma Linda. Yeah, one of those earthquakes is said to be in Redlands. That's interesting. They're all here in Loma Linda, California. Are they not? Yes, they are. But again, USGS wants to put it where it wants. These are in the southwestern foothills from Loma Linda, California, south of the Redlands as well. Okay, this is a 1.7 tremor here. This is a 0.8 microquake. This is a 0.4 microquake. This is a 2.1 earthquake here. This is a 1.8 tremor here. This is a 1.7 tremor here. Interesting. Interesting. Again, here in Loma Linda, we've had all kinds of minor earthquakes. We've had all kinds of minor tremors, all kinds of microquakes as well. For USGS to only show us this is almost a travesty. Miscarriage of justice. Sad. Sad but true. We have a new earthquake right here. Okay? This near Yucaipa, California. Southeast of Yucaipa, California here. A 0.9 1.0 tremor. USGS has this as a 0.9 microquake. Again, USGS downgrades earthquakes to the nearest 0.9. The 0.9 society is alive and well here. 1.0 tremor here, Yucaipa, California. Not a big deal. This is actually south, just south, maybe, I want to say, not even 2 miles south of the San Andreas Fault. Further south here, Banning, California, 1.0 tremor here. This is also maybe 1/10 of a mile south of the San Andreas Fault. Interesting, huh? It really is. It really is. We go almost directly south here to the west, San Jacinto, California. This is the desert area of Orange County. This is a 0.4 microquake, San Jacinto, California. Guys, this is on the San Jacinto Fault. San Jacinto Fault. We go further out here to the west, Winchester, California, Orange County. 0.2 microquake here in a lake. This lake right here. I fished in Diamond Valley Lake before. Didn't catch anything, but I fished there. 0.2 microquake here. And out here to the east is 0.3 here in Hemet. I have a cousin here in Hemet, California. I have a cousin and a nephew and a niece here in Hemet, California. Wonderful place. Desert area, full of sand, bunch of trees. Beautiful area anyway. Hemet, California. A microquake here. Now, let's go and back out of here. Back out of here. Nothing else here near Lake Elsinore, California, right here. Nothing. Further north up here, this is a quarry blast, supposedly, near Home Gardens, California. Interesting to know. Where is it at? This is in a hilly area. A hilly area here. They see this as a quarry blast. Very interesting. It's not anywhere near a quarry. Not anywhere near a quarry. This is 2 miles northeast of the quarry. 2 miles northeast of the quarry right here. The quarry out here to the northwest here is right there. This is not a quarry blast. This is not a quarry blast. It's not even a spontaneous combustion carnivorous, not an exploding tree. Again, this is wasteland here. These are rolling hills. I don't think I've ever seen a tree in these rolling hills at all. This is hotness out here. This is the extended desert, the high desert here of Orange County, California. This is a 1.5 tremor here. 1.5 tremor. Nothing to do with the quarry at all. Okay? I hate it when they say it's a quarry and it's not. USGS most of the time does not even look at these earthquakes. They just put the item down as an earthquake or a quarry blast. They don't even bother to check what it is at all. At all. Okay? Now, I'm going to go up here again. Right out here. Okay, again, this is west, Yucaipa, west of the San Andreas. West of San Andreas. Further south here, right here, Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, northeast San Diego County. We have some earthquakes here. This is a 1.3 tremor here. Let's go here to the west, right here. Palomar Observatory. The famous Hale telescope here at Palomar Observatory is right here. This is a 0.8 microquake near Palomar Observatory. Near Palomar Observatory. I spent a lot of time up here. Spent a lot of time hiking and camping, both myself and my friends, and also I took my scout troop here when I was a scoutmaster, took them camping here at the Palomar Telescope Observatory area. We may have been camping in the same area where this microquake is. This is near Palomar Observatory again. 0.8 microquake here. Not a big deal. Guess what? It's also on the San Jacinto Fault. The San Jacinto Fault here. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Further south here, also on the San Jacinto Fault, this is Lake Henshaw, just 7 miles northeast of Escondido, California. 0.7 microquake here. We go out here into the Imperial Valley of California. Over here into the eastern foothills of the Chocolate Mountains here. This is 7 miles northeast of Julian, California. Julian is over here on the western side of the Chocolate Mountains here. It's a beautiful cowboy town. Beautiful cowboy town. The other day, in fact, I still have a picture on my phone of apple pies from Julian, California. I'll have to break those down and show it to you one of these days. But this earthquake here just happened, red in color. This earthquake just happened, red in color. It's on the northeast side of the Chocolate Mountains here in the Imperial Valley. It's a 0.5 microquake. Just happened. Just happened. Southeast of there here, 0.6 earthquake here, 11 miles east of Julian. Fancy that. Further south here, also in the foothills of the Chocolate Mountains here, 0.8 microquake, this time east of Pine Valley. Pine Valley over here is in San Diego County. This is in the desert of the Imperial Valley. Desert area of the Imperial Valley. They have to say where it is. They tell us where it is. That makes a difference. That makes a difference. Okay? Now, let's go over here into the Imperial Valley here. Still out here in the desert, northeast of El Centro. 1.5 tremor here. 1.5 tremor here. Right here. This is just west of the town of Imperial. This is a 1.1 tremor here, west of Imperial, California here. Imperial, California there. They have all kinds of tremors here. They have all kinds of 3 points of earthquakes as well. All the time. Further south here in the town of El Centro. All kinds of earthquakes here. Our EMA family member, Juanito, and his family live here in El Centro. Good friend of mine. Good friend of mine. 2 Christmases ago, he and his wife sent us Christmas presents from El Centro. Handmade Christmas presents. We still have them today. They sent 2 dog toys for Holly and Crystal. Great things. Both of Holly and Crystal still have those dog toys. Juanito, I'm waving at you right now. Juanito, I'm waving at you as we speak. Hey, Juanito. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Haven't seen Juanito here in a while. Okay? Now, this is what's happened here in the Imperial Valley. There are all kinds of earthquakes here in the Imperial Valley, like I've said. Up here in the north, just south of the Salton Sea here, we have a town called Calipatria. There's a seismograph there. Typically, we see anywhere from 75 to 150 earthquakes here in Calipatria alone. Yeah, that many earthquakes. USGS has tried to cut that out. We still have access to that seismograph. We still see earthquakes here. Why is USGS not showing at least 1 or 2 of those earthquakes here? They happen here all the time. Yes, they have tremors. They have microquakes. They have 2.0, 2.5 minor earthquakes. 3.0, 3.3 earthquakes here, which are small earthquakes here in Calipatria all the time. They don't show them to us. Why not? Why not? Further south down here, there's a town called Holtville. I spent many times here in Holtville when I was a kid in high school at debate tournaments. They have a seismograph here in Holtville. It's called the Salton Sea Desert Research Station here, Holtville. They have a seismograph there recording earthquakes, mostly tremors and minor earthquakes. Tremors 1.0, 1.9, earthquakes 2.0 to 2.9 minor earthquakes. Yeah. And yes, occasionally we will see 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here in Holtville. They're not showing a single one here. There are earthquakes here every day. Every day. Also up here in the Salton Sea, we see 1 earthquake here. 1.9, 2.0 earthquake here. This is northwest of Nyland, California. Nyland, California is right there. Nyland, California is right there. This earthquake is, they say, 7 miles west of Nyland, California, in the southeastern part of the Salton Sea, under the water here. Further out here to the west, northwest of there, also 1.0 tremor here. USGS is trying to say something else. Instead of being close to Nyland, California, which it is, USGS is putting this 7 miles southeast of Bombay Beach. Interesting. It's nowhere near Bombay Beach at all. Bombay Beach is up here. This nowhere near 7 miles southeast of Bombay Beach. It's actually southwest of Bombay Beach, but a lot further out than that. USGS still does not know what they're talking about at all. That's where that blue earthquake is. I highlighted it blue. It's usually brown. Happened earlier today. 1.0 tremor here, but it's nowhere near Bombay Beach. At Bombay Beach, we still have an active seismograph here. Typically every day, we have all kinds of microquakes. We have all kinds of minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. We also have 3.0 to 4.5 moderate earthquakes here every day. Lots of earthquakes here. 15 plus earthquakes, 3.0 to 3.9, 4.5 earthquakes here every day. 15 of them every day. USGS doesn't even identify them. Rarely ever do they even show a tremor here. But there are all kinds of earthquakes here, Bombay Beach, that they're not showing us. Again, this whole area is Imperial County. There are over 500 earthquakes a day here in the Imperial County area. They're not showing hardly anything going on at all. Nothing. Relatively nothing. Now, there are earthquakes here in the western United States we want to talk about today. Right now. Right now. Right here. I want to go up here. Okay? We have a swarm of earthquakes here. This is important. Millard, Utah. Millard, Utah. Why are we talking about this? These earthquakes are near the Black Rock Desert Volcano. The Black Rock Desert Volcano over here to the west. Yeah. Interesting. Swarms of earthquakes. Again, all the volcanoes worldwide are recharging. All of the volcanoes worldwide are recharging. This is a 1.8 tremor. This is a 1.1 tremor here. This is a 2.1 minor earthquake. This is a 1.7 tremor here. 1.5 tremor here. 0.6 microquake here. And a 0.8 microquake here. Not bad. Not bad for being near the Black Rock Desert Volcano here, near Milford, Utah. Interesting. Interesting. Central Utah, guys. Central Utah. I've been at the Black Rock Desert Volcano before. I've chipped through shale left over from the volcano when it last erupted. I chipped open the shale, opening up little tiny insects, fossilized insects, trilopods. Unreal. I still have those rocks today. Still have those rocks today in my rock collection. Okay? Now, let's go further out here. I want to go over here. Right here. Okay? They have this is south of Silver Springs, Nevada. We are still having earthquakes here. We're still having lots of earthquakes here. This is a 2.1 minor earthquake here. This is a 1.6 tremor here. Further up here to the north is a 1.7 tremor. 11 miles southeast of Silver Springs, Nevada. Guys, as I said before, this is a volcano area here, a lava field. A lava field. Okay? La Junta State Recreation Area. It's a volcanic field. That's, I believe, why we're having these earthquakes here. Volcanic field. Okay? Now, let's go over here to Alamo, Nevada. Let's go over here to Alamo, Nevada now. Right here. Okay? 1.6 tremor here. Interesting. 1.5 tremor. 1.8 tremor. 1.8 tremor here. And this is a 2.0 earthquake, minor earthquake. It's in a volcanic field, guys. It's in a volcanic field. Right here, I zoomed in. You can see the craters here. Craters where lava escaped the volcano and emptied out here. These are volcanic vents. These are volcanic vents here. These earthquakes are in a volcanic field. Again, magma is coming from a very deep magma plume way down under the South Pacific Ocean, coming from the mantle of the earth. That magma plume is supplying all the magma to all the volcanoes around the world. That's what's going on here. That's what's happening here. Every day. Every day. Okay? Any questions about this so far? Any questions about this? I've gone from 43 people watching this program down to 36. 35 now. Interesting. Nobody much cares, right? That's crazy. Right here at the border of Colorado and New Mexico. They have this as a 4.0 moderate earthquake here. USGS has as a light earthquake. USGS characterizes 4.0, 4.9 earthquakes as light earthquakes. If that's the case, USGS, why are you having 3.0, 3.9 small earthquakes? Having this as a moderate earthquake is a contradiction. Moderate earthquakes, guys, they misrepresented moderate earthquakes last year. They misrepresented as light earthquakes. They're not light at all. Moderate earthquakes cause moderate damage. Moderate damage. This earthquake is at the border of Colorado and New Mexico. Okay? This earthquake is important. It's very important. I want to explain why we have this earthquake here today. What happened? What happened here? Now, for just a minute, I'm going to take the USGS map down. In its place, I want to show you exactly what happened here. I want to show you exactly what happened here. Okay? It's important. It's important. If it wasn't important, I wouldn't even show it to you. Wouldn't even bother showing it to you. Now, let's go over here. Okay? I'm going to open up a picture here from my database. I want to show you what happened here. And yes, it's important. Okay? USGS first came out, said it was in New Mexico. Now their map says it is at the border of Colorado and Mexico, New Mexico. Actually, it says it's in Colorado. Say it's in Colorado. It's not. It's at the border. This earthquake may actually be in New Mexico. This earthquake may very well be in New Mexico. Okay? Now I'm going to open it up here so you can see what I'm saying here. First off, they're on the map. They're saying this earthquake was a 4.0 earthquake. That's what they're saying it is here. Let's scroll down here. Where it says 4.0, 42 station reporting, they have no station details at all. They don't have any of the seismographs showing, any of the seismographs showing what happened at that seismograph. They're not showing any magnitude details at all. So we'll scroll down here. Here it shows a 4.3 earthquake here. 123 stations reporting with station details. So I clicked on the station details here. All of a sudden it came up with this. Very interesting. Very interesting, guys. What's it showing? Let's take a look at it. The channel here on the left-hand side, the number here is a seismograph, separate seismograph. Right here, not a 4.0, not a 4.2 or 4.3, but a 4.52, which is a larger earthquake than they say it is. Much larger earthquake than they say it is, 3 times as larger. 4.53 here. 4.85, 4.7. The first four seismographs here show it to be substantially larger than a 4.0. Okay? Note that in your memory banks here. Let's push through here. We have 2 3s, 2 small earthquakes, 3.85, 3.99, which is just barely below 4.0. Then we see another one here, a large 5.42, a full magnitude higher than they're saying it was on this data sheet, the back seismologist study page data sheet. 5.24, then a 4.57, 5.47, sorry, 5.47. That's way past a full magnitude higher, stronger than what USGS is saying it is. This is what I'm talking about. USGS wants to say something else, very much lower. They are lying through their teeth. This earthquake was substantially larger than what they're saying it is. They're showing a 4.0, which is what they show it on the map as. Then a 3.86, 3.90, 3.93. Then again a 4.46, larger than they're saying it is. Then a 4.37, 4.88, 4.70. Then a ridiculous number of 2.05. 1.97, even more ridiculous. Maybe that seismograph was so far away from that earthquake, didn't even see it hardly. Then we further come down here to 4.63. Still 0.63 higher than USGS is giving us credit for. 4.55, 4.21, 4.57, 5.26, 5.17, still large earthquakes, not moderate at all. Not moderate at all. Then we come down here to another 4.89, still 0.89 tenths higher than what they're saying this was. That is substantially lying to the public. They're absolutely lying to the public on this. 4.58, 4.71, 4.87, 4.13 is what it's near, what they're saying it is. The next one is 4.05, which is even closer. 4.46. Then again, another large 5.46 here. 4.96, still substantially larger than what they're saying it is. Then we have another large 5.26 here. Interesting. 4.65, 4.76, 4.38, 4.33, a large 5.19, 5.24, 4.43, 4.57, 5.25, 5.23, 5.56, large earthquake, mid-range large earthquake here, 5.65, 3.36, substantially long or less in strength than they're saying it is. Then we have a 3.36, very low. 3.46, very low. Then back up to large 5.32, 5.44, 3.13, 3.19, then right back up to fours. Right back up to fours here. 4.99, 5.0 earthquake basically. 4.97, 5.11 large earthquake. 5.13 large earthquake. 5.19 large earthquake. 5.20 large earthquake at the border of Colorado, Mexico. 5.20, then ridiculously low to 3.02, which it's not. No way. 1.03 or 3.03 tremor. Unreal. Actually not a tremor. 3.03 is a small earthquake. Sorry about that. I thought I misread it first as a 1.03. Wasn't. It was a 3.03 small earthquake there, recorded by that seismograph. Then right back up to a 4.38, 4.34, back up to a large 5.0 earthquake, 5.21, 5.22, 5.20, 4.83, 5.12, 4.62, 4.9, 4.38, 4.26, 5.16, 5.15, 4.61, 4.78, 4.68, 4.52, 4.57, 4.68, 4.51, 4.63, 4.77, 4.68, 4.41, 4.23, 5.64, mid-range 5, 5.64 large earthquake. Again, 5.56 large earthquake. Again, 4.25, 4.05, 4.89, 4.87, 4.24, 4.25, 5.44 mid-range 5, mid-range large earthquake. 5.32, 5.38, 5.22, 3.76 small, 3.85 small, 4.24 moderate, 4.31, 4.66, 4.54 moderate, 3.94 small, 4.24, 3.88 small, 4.15, 4.71, 4.61 moderate earthquakes, 4.43, 4.63, 4.28 moderate earthquakes. The last here on the list is a 4.06. Guys, this was not a 4.0 earthquake. This is not a 4.3 earthquake. This is at least a large 5.0. I showed you all the details here. This earthquake here was at least a 5.0 large earthquake. The USGS was trying to tell us this was a moderate earthquake. It's not. It's not at all. This was a large earthquake by all standards. By all standards here. They can say whatever they want. They shouldn't. Okay? Again, they don't want us to know what's going on here. The people here in southern Colorado, Trinidad, Colorado, just north of the New Mexico border, Going down in the residents of New Mexico down here, they felt this earthquake. It was a lot stronger than a 4.0 moderate earthquake. Yes, you can feel 4.0. 4.0s can do moderate damage, light moderate damage. Happens. But this earthquake was not a 4.2 or 4.3 or even 4.0 like they try to say it was. It was not a 4.0 at all. At all. They completely lied to us totally. Totally lied to us. Again, this is what USGS does. They continue to lie to us. Try to tell us one thing when it's another. A large 5.0 earthquake minimum down here at the New Mexico-Colorado border. Okay? I show you the data here. It's unmistakable. It's unmistakable. There is no reason for them to even do that. None at all. The earthquakes here in Texas are oil and gas fracking earthquakes. Oil and gas fracking earthquakes. This one here in the center of Texas here is a 2.3 minor earthquake near Roby, Texas, R-O-B-Y, Texas. Over here in southwestern Texas, oil and gas quakes here. Barstow, Texas. Barstow, Texas. Toya, Texas. 1.5 tremors here. All over here. We have 2.0 earthquakes as well. We have tremors and minor earthquakes here. For an example, this is a 2.5 earthquake here near Barstow, Texas. Okay. This is a 2.2 earthquake here, 6 miles north of Barstow, Texas. Up here, a good swarm of earthquakes here. Unreal. This is near Stanton, Texas. Near Stanton, Texas. Guys, we have earthquakes here for a reason. About 1 year ago, we had a large 5.0 earthquake here. Now that typically, this was an earthquake fault that typically would say that all these earthquakes are aftershocks. They're not. The reason we have earthquakes here in Texas, we have oil and gas drilling processes here. Oil and gas drilling processes going on here. That's why we have these earthquakes. Oil and gas fields all over this area. Literally all over this area. You can see them here on the map. See them all over this map. Every plot there, every white plot is an oil and gas field here. Oil and gas pumping operation. Oil and gas pumping operation here. That's what they do best here, oil and gas, all throughout Texas. And again, every time they drill a hole here to find oil and gas, these drill points where they drilled into the earth here to obtain oil and gas, when the seismic energy comes over here, it fractures the rock in the drill point in the hole, fracturing the rock causing earth movement called an earthquake. That's why we have earthquakes here every day, literally every day here. That's what's going on here. Oil and gas fracking earthquakes here, literally every day. The 0.3 microquake here. Right here is 0.8 microquake here near Midland, Texas. Further down here to the south, this is 0.4 microquake, 19 miles southeast of Midland, Texas here. There's Midland, Texas right there. Oil and gas fracking earthquakes here. Now I'm going to go over here to the New Madrid Fault. I've got some videos to play here talking about earthquakes here on the New Madrid Fault and what's happening. I'm going to play those videos for you in just a minute. This earthquake here in north central Arkansas. This is a 2.0 earthquake here near Hector, Arkansas. Near Hector, Arkansas. This is the only earthquake here that they're showing here in the New Madrid area. I'm going to tell you this. There are probably 250 earthquakes here in the New Madrid area today. over 250 earthquakes here in the Nevada area today. Most of these earthquakes are tremors 2.0, 2.9. They're small, 3.0, 3.5, going upwards of 4.0 moderate earthquakes here on the Nevada Fault. Every day. This is happening every day. But again, the agency's not going to show it to us because they don't want to admit what's going on here. Now, over here to Eastern Tennessee, right here near the North Carolina border. This is Eastern Tennessee seismic zone. Eastern Tennessee seismic zone here. This is a 2.2 minor earthquake here. Near Lake Santia, North Carolina. East Tennessee seismic zone. 2.2 minor earthquake here. There are all kinds of earthquakes here in the East Tennessee seismic zone. Not just in North Carolina, but Tennessee and also Kentucky. This is the area where these earthquakes that occur here are in the southern side of the Eastern Continental Divide. The southern end of the Eastern Continental Divide. That's why these earthquakes are occurring here. Part of the Eastern Continental Divide here. Okay? Happen all the time. Lately, I've been showing you earthquakes there every week. Every week. They happen. Just like they happen on the Nevada Fault, just like they happen over on the San Andreas Fault every day. 6 years ago, all we could see were just tremors. Just tremors. 0.1 to possibly 0.7 microquakes. 1.1 to 1.5 tremors. That's it. 3 years ago, those tremors began to be minor earthquakes. 2.0 to 2.9. Typically, what we see today on the Nevada Fault are 3.0, 4.0 earthquakes. 3.0 small to 3.9, 4.0 to 4.5 earthquakes, moderate earthquakes here on the Nevada Fault. Now, in this time period, in the last 3 years, we've gone from tremors to minor earthquakes to small earthquakes and even moderate earthquakes. Moderate earthquakes, 4.0, 4.5. They've been happening. They've been happening. Guys, what I'm going to tell you right now, you need to know. Put this in the back of your bonnet. You need to be well aware of this. We are about to have, I want to say possibly within the next 2 years, we're about to have a major earthquake here on the Nevada Fault. Major earthquake. The USGS scientists are saying, oh, it's not going to be for another 50 years. Bull honky. Bull honky. If we can manufacture earthquakes, meaning 2.0 to 4.5 earthquakes in the last 3 years, we can certainly have another major earthquake here on the Nevada Fault in the next 2 years. The next 2 years. I think it might be even shorter than that. Shorter time period than that. You're going to hear a lady here tell us the scientists say it's going to be 50 years until we have another major 7.5 to 8.0 earthquake here on the Nevada Fault. It's going to be a lot sooner than that. Promise you that. Promise you that. Let's play this video for you today. You're going to want to see this. Again, it's important. It's important or I wouldn't even show it to you. Okay? First, this earthquake video here from the Nevada Fault. This is good. This was filmed within the last year. You're going to want to see this.
In the winter of 1811, something happened in the middle of America that has been almost completely erased from public memory. A series of earthquakes so powerful they rang church bells in Boston. over 1,000 miles away. They caused the Mississippi River to flow backwards. They created an entirely new lake overnight. They were felt across 2/3 of the continental United States. They remain the most powerful earthquakes ever recorded in the eastern half of North America. And the fault system that produced them is still there, still loaded, running directly beneath Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Illinois, under cities, bridges, pipelines, and nuclear plants built by people who mostly have no idea what's sitting underneath them. This is the new Madrid seismic zone, and it is the most dangerous geological threat most Americans have never thought about for a single day of their lives. New Madrid is a small town in Missouri, population under 3,000. Most Americans couldn't place it on a map, but the fault system named after.
So this is my first day.
Okay, hold on. I can't let this play here. Hold on.
...50 miles through the heart of the central United States, through Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Illinois. And unlike the San Andreas or the Cascadia subduction zone, it is not a plate boundary. It is something older and in some ways more unpredictable. Approximately 300 million years ago, the North American continent nearly split apart along this line. A rift began opening, the Reelfoot Rift, as the continent started to pull apart from within. Then the process stalled. The rift failed. The continent sealed back over the wound. But the wound never fully healed. Deep beneath the flat farmland and river towns of the central U.S., that ancient failed rift remains a zone of weakness in the crust. A scar in the continental interior that concentrates stress and periodically releases it with violence that has no business occurring this far from a plate boundary. 12 million people live in the immediate hazard zone today. Memphis sits directly on the fault. St. Louis is 60 miles north. Dozens of smaller cities, Paducah, Cape Girardeau, Jonesboro, sit within the zone. And almost none of them were built to survive what this fault has already proven it can do. The San Andreas gets the movies, the documentaries, the preparedness budgets. New Madrid sits under more people with less preparation. Here's what happened the last time it went. Before we continue, are you in the Midwest? Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky? Drop your state below. We want to know how many people watching this are living directly above what we're about to describe. December 16th, 1811, 2:15 in the morning. An earthquake estimated at magnitude 7.5 to 8.0 struck the new Madrid zone. The ground along the Mississippi River convulsed. Trees snapped, the river churned. People as far away as Pittsburgh were woken from sleep. It was the first of three. On January 23rd, 1812, a second major event, estimated magnitude 7.3, struck the same zone. More destruction, more land permanently altered. Then came February 7th, 1812, the largest of the sequence, estimated magnitude 7.7 to 8.0. Possibly the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in the continental United States. Church bells rang in Boston, not from the shaking, from seismic waves that had traveled over 1,000 miles through the rigid cold rock of the continental interior and still carried enough energy to set metal bells swinging. Buildings cracked in Washington, D.C. President James Madison felt it in the White House. The Mississippi River ran backwards, not metaphorically. The riverbed along a section of the Mississippi deformed so dramatically that the downstream portion temporarily dropped while the upstream section surged back against the current, a wall of water moving upriver. Boats moored along the banks were thrown into chaos. Some were dragged upstream, some were capsized. In northwestern Tennessee, the ground subsided. The Mississippi River flooded the depression. By the time the water settled, an entirely new lake existed where forest had stood the day before, Reelfoot Lake. It is still there today, a 15,000-acre lake in Tennessee that was created overnight by an earthquake, a permanent geographical feature that didn't exist before February 1812. Entire islands in the Mississippi River disappeared. New sandbars and islands emerged. The landscape of the central United States was physically rearranged in a matter of weeks. The population in 1811 was sparse, fewer than one.
Okay, let me go back here. I want to show you those bridges again. See these bridges here? When that new Madrid earthquake hits again, these bridges will go down. These bridges will be destroyed. The earthquake 7.0, 8.5 in magnitude will take these bridges down like Tonka toys, like Tonka trucks, like Legos. Will destroy these bridges and everything around it.
New sandbars and islands emerged. The landscape of the central United States was physically rearranged in a matter of weeks. The population in 1811 was sparse. Fewer than 1,000 people lived in the immediate zone. Deaths were measured in dozens rather than thousands. Today, 12 million people live where those thousands did. The fault hasn't changed. The buildings above it have, but not in the way that matters. The central United States was built and rebuilt across the 19th and 20th centuries during a period when the new Madrid zone was treated as a historical curiosity, something dramatic that happened in the past, not an active threat that needed to shape how cities were constructed. California has some of the most rigorous seismic building codes in the world, hard-won through decades of earthquakes that demonstrated what unreinforced structures do when the ground moves. The Bay Area after 1989, Los Angeles after 1994. The codes exist because the damage happened and forced a reckoning. The Midwest never had that reckoning. Memphis, population 650,000, sitting directly on the new Madrid fault, has a
Memphis is just east, on the east side of the river, across from Little Rock, Arkansas. So when they're talking about Memphis, picture Little Rock, Arkansas, on the western side of the river. That's what you're going to see. Both cities are large cities. Both cities will also have a lot of destruction when this earthquake hits.
building stock that is largely unreinforced masonry, older brick structures that perform catastrophically in major earthquakes. FEMA studies estimate a significant New Madrid event would damage or destroy 715,000 buildings.
715,000 buildings across the New Madrid seismic zone will be destroyed. 715,000 buildings will be destroyed. Fathom that. Unreal.
Across the Mid-South.
A cure for everything
Sorry about that.
except death. That's
Number is not a worst-case projection. It is a central estimate. More than 2,800 bridges cross rivers and roadways in the hazard zone. Most were designed and built to...
See the cracks there? That will be nothing. That will be nothing compared to the destruction when the New Madrid fault lets loose. It's going to do it very soon.
Zero seismic standard. The Mississippi River bridges, the critical infrastructure connecting the eastern and western United States, are among them. A major earthquake doesn't just destroy buildings. It destroys the roads and bridges that emergency services, supply chains, and evacuation routes depend on. Natural gas pipelines, water mains, the electrical grid, all crossing the New Madrid zone with minimal seismic reinforcement. Multiple nuclear facilities operate within the affected area. And unlike California, where earthquake awareness is embedded in daily life, where people know where their gas shutoff is, where schools run earthquake drills, the Midwest largely does not factor seismic risk into how people live, plan, or build. FEMA ran a detailed simulation of a major New Madrid earthquake, a magnitude 7.7 event, comparable to the largest of the 1811 to 1812 sequence. The results were stark enough that FEMA described it as one of the most serious natural disaster scenarios in American history. Estimated fatalities, 3,500. That is the conservative projection assuming daily
3,500 fatalities. That's so conservative, it's not funny. We estimate that number to be at least 5 to 10,000 people dead. 5 to 10,000 people dead as a result of the 8.0, 8.5 earthquake that's coming. Take that in your cap. It's going to happen.
Daylight hours and some warning. A nighttime event pushes that number significantly higher. 715,000 buildings damaged or destroyed. 7.2 million people displaced. 2 million people without access to drinking water. Critical Mississippi River bridges destroyed. physically severing the eastern United States from the western United States for road and rail transport. Supply chains disrupted across the entire country, not just the affected region. And here's the detail that makes New Madrid uniquely catastrophic compared to other American disaster scenarios. The infrastructure that would be destroyed by the earthquake is the same infrastructure that emergency response depends on to reach survivors. The bridges are gone, the roads are cracked and impassable, the hospitals in the affected cities are damaged. Every system you would need to respond to a disaster of this scale has been compromised by the disaster itself. There is no evacuation window, no hurricane track to watch for days, no slow-building flood to plan around. Just the ground, moving, in the middle of the night, with no warning. The New Madrid zone produces small earthquakes every single day. Most are far too small to feel, magnitude 1 and 2 events that only instruments detect, but they are constant. The fault is not dormant. It is active, persistent, and continuously releasing small amounts of the stress that has been accumulating since the last major sequence. The central scientific debate about New Madrid is genuinely unresolved, and that uncertainty is itself significant. One school of thought holds that the 1811 to 1812 sequence may have substantially relieved the accumulated stress in the fault zone, and that the system needs centuries of reloading before it can produce another major event. Under this view, the persistent small earthquakes are stress release, not stress accumulation. The opposing view, supported by GPS geodetic data, suggests that strain is continuing to accumulate in the zone at rates inconsistent with a fault that has been substantially relieved. A 2009 study measuring crustal deformation found ongoing strain buildup that suggests the fault remains capable of producing major events on shorter timescales than the optimistic model allows. USGS currently estimates a 7 to 10% probability of a magnitude 6 or greater earthquake in the New Madrid zone within the next 50 years.
See that? 50 years. Again, they don't want to tell us exactly what is actually going to happen. They don't want to tell us when it is going to happen at all. They want to make us think that it's not going to happen in our lifetime. It's going to. I've shown you from the last 3 years evidence that this earthquake is beginning now. It's beginning now. The magnitudes of stress that are being released right now are going up to 4.5 to 4.6, 4.8 in magnitude. That's huge over 3 years time period. From tremors to mid-range moderate earthquakes. That's huge, guys. This is huge. For them to say that is a fantasy. It's a fantasy, guys. USGS doesn't know what they're talking about. Now let's go talk about now roadway or routes to get away from the fault, routes to get away from the earthquake. Let's show you this. Now, guys, they're going to show some routes, but they're not going to show all of it because they're going to admit there's no sure way to get rid of this earthquake. No sure way to get out from underneath this earthquake at all.
Can't tell us for sure, but they say another major earthquake is eventually coming along the New Madrid fault line. And now there are concerns about what to do in the aftermath. Are there enough ways to get people out of here?
There ain't no way no one's gonna get out of here. I tried to drive out, but I don't think I'd make it.
You pretty much live on the fault line, don't you?
Yeah, right on it. It's our fault.
It's our fault. Residents have adopted the town's slogan and accepted what a large earthquake could mean. Researchers are working to change that view now for 8 southeastern Missouri counties that surround the New Madrid Fault, which hugs the Mississippi River from southern Missouri and Illinois into Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
How do we plan the evacuation?
University of Missouri civil engineering professor Praveen Idara is leading a team of researchers in a close to $300,000 study on how best to evacuate about 300,000 residents in the event of a catastrophic quake. Nearly all of them have felt recent rumblings.
Thought a truck had hit the side of the house.
Butler County Emergency Management Director Robbie Myers is still a little shaken up from November's small 4.0 quake in Poplar Bluff. He says strong quakes in similarly active seismic zones across the globe show that getting people away from the destruction to medical services elsewhere will save lives. But here, there may be only one direction to go.
All of our evacuation plans are to go west just the assumptions that possibly we might not be able to cross the Mississippi River because some of the bridges might have been damaged.
And that's a big hindrance.
Okay, some of the bridges might be damaged. All the bridges are going to be damaged, not just some of them, all of them are. In other words, what we're saying now, if you live on the western side of the Mississippi River, go west if you can. There's going to be damages to the roadways. The roadways are going to be damaged. There are going to be fissures opened up in the roadways. You might have to go around the fissures if you can, but do not drive through the fissures because your car will get stuck. Like I've told you about California, Washington, and Oregon, or anywhere else where we have a major earthquake, you're going to have a four-wheel drive vehicle. You're going to have a four-wheel drive vehicle, guys. That's really the only way you're going to get out of the region. The only way you're going to get out of the region. In some cases, if you're in Missouri or even in Illinois, you might have to go to the northwest. Go north and northwest. On the east side of the fault, you're going to have to go north and east to get away from the earthquake, get away from the damage. That's the only way you're going to survive.
Is that you're not going to get a lot of people going to the east.
Liquefaction along the Mississippi River banks is a very high possibility.
Liquefaction happens when water saturates sediment loosened by seismic waves. Roads and buildings may float on the soupy ground and then break away. So in the New Madrid zone, I-55, the best north-south escape route, and bridges to the east, like this one to Cairo, Illinois, may sink or slide. The research team is running computer models, focusing on the scarcity of highways.
Okay, they're focused on the scarcity of highways to leave this region. Okay, notice Jackson County, Missouri, Cape Girardeau here. All of these towns are on the edge of the fault, on the east or the west side of the fault. Poplar Bluff, New Madrid itself, and Haiti. Unreal. The only way you're going to get away is if you go east or west, if you're on the west side of the Mississippi, or east on the east side of the Mississippi. That's the only way you're going to get out.
Highways west from Cape Girardeau and point south like Charleston and Sykeston, then New Madrid, on down to Haiti in the boot heel. They're plugging in various quake magnitudes and epicenters.
To see how, if you don't have three of the main bridges, how much additional delay will that cause?
Surveys are also going out to residents to see how they would respond, and ultimately, map apps on phones could be updated to point them to the safest way out.
Okay, they said use your apps on your phone. Guess what? When you have an earthquake of this magnitude, the maps are going to go down. The cell towers are going to go down. You're not going to be able to access your maps on your phone. Strike that. Get paper maps. Get paper maps. That's going to be your only salvation, is to follow paper maps and orient your maps north and south with a compass. Get a good compass. Not a toy compass, but a good compass.
Tools that people would have in their hands and would tell them, hey, this is where you want to go.
Because another study is planned for Metro St. Louis once this one wraps up in late July. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
Okay. Like I said, they're still doing studies on the best way to get out of the New Madrid seismic zone. Guess what? As that older man said, it's our fault. They live on the fault. They're going to have to stay there and somehow camp out and stay there and find their way out of their present day lives once that earthquake hits. They're going to have to camp out. They're going to have to shelter in place. The roads are going to be damaged, both north, south, east, and west. All the roads here in this region are old cow paths, horse and buggy paths. They were later paved over when motor cars came into being. Now they are highways. Those same roads and paths were cow paths before, and they had fissures open up when the earthquake hit. Great big, huge holes in the ground opened up along those roadways. The same thing is going to happen now. when the pneumatic fault hits. And it will. This will happen. I promise you it will happen. Okay? It will happen. You need to plan right now for what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Plan right now what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. That's going to be your only salvation out of this earthquake. Do it now, guys. You may not have another chance. You may not have much more time. As I said before, this earthquake has been roping itself up. It's been increasing. The seismic stress has been increasing for the last 3 years. Gone from tremor to moderate earthquakes. From tremor to moderate earthquakes, that's huge. This earthquake is going to happen whether you're ready for it or not. Whether USGS admits it or not, it's going to happen. It's better off if they would just admit it's going to happen and let people prepare and help people prepare than tell them, oh, nothing's going to happen for 50 years. That's bullcrap. That's nothing but bullcrap. Now, on a more pleasant note, if you can, okay? Linda Covington, I know you're here. Just hang here with me, guys. Hang here with me for a minute. One of our moderators is our buddy Dean over in England, northeast of England. He's one of our moderators here. He hasn't been on here for almost 2 or 3 weeks now. He was robbed. He was burglarized in his home. He himself was not hurt at all, but his home was burglarized. There was a woman going from home to home in that region, in that area, robbing people. They do have a picture from a Ring doorbell camera of that woman going from house to house. They're trying to find her. They're trying to find her. Robberies and burglaries happen in the United States. They happen in Germany. They happen in Austria. They happen in England as well. Everywhere. Everywhere. Dean was burglarized. He's trying to get over it. He has MS. I think it's kind of bad right now. He has MS. His girlfriend and his neighbors keep checking in on him, making sure he's doing all right. He wrote me an email 2 days ago. I thought I would share it with you yesterday. I forgot. Now I'm sharing it with you now. Guys, if you can keep Dean in your prayers, D-E-N, D-E-E-N, Dean. He goes by Demon Catman on YouTube. Keep him in your prayers. He needs your prayers. Okay? He needs your prayers. We all need prayers right now. All of us. There's not one person that doesn't. Now, today we got a package from Linda Covington. Linda Covington sent Carol and I emergency sleeping bags, NASA bags. NASA bags. Those aluminum foil type bags here retain heat and keep you warm when it's cold outside and keep you cool when it's very hot outside. We have emergency sleeping bags now in our emergency preparedness kits, for our emergency preparedness kits. I want to thank Linda Covington for that. Also, for me, I've told you all that I've been having a lot of back pain, a lot of sciatica. She also sent me some lidocaine patches. She sent me some lidocaine patches, guys. Linda, I want to thank you for this. This is one of the best things I ever had. Thank you for that. Okay? Thank you for that. Sent a card here as well. Celebrate. Celebrate you. It's a great day to celebrate. Yes, it is. Linda, I'm celebrating us. I'm celebrating me. I'm celebrating Carol. I'm celebrating our dogs. And we're also celebrating all of us. Celebrate each other, guys. That's what we do here. We celebrate each other. Now, on Sunday, we're 3 days away from Sunday. Sunday is Mother's Day. Sunday's Mother's Day. I think I'm going to talk about emergency preparedness tomorrow. I'm talking about anything major that happens around the world. And I'm going to talk about mothers. mothers, and preparedness. So guys, tune into our program tomorrow. We're going to be talking about earthquakes and other major developments around the world. We're also going to talk about preparedness. We're going to talk about Mother's Day. Tune into our program tomorrow for that. I want to thank you for that. Mothers, what a wonderful thing we have, mothers. Mothers brought us into this world. Mothers share something very important. The creative spirit with God. Mothers were given the opportunity to give birth to all of us. Sharing creation with God. Bringing spirits from heaven into our world. Birthing spirits into this world. I love Jesus Christ. He died for our sins. He died for all of us. The greatest thing he told us was to love. He said the greatest commandment was to love. Love each other, love ourselves, and love God. The greatest commandment is love. Let's do that, guys. Let's show Jesus Christ we can love. Let's obey the commandments. Let's do what it takes to get back to our Heavenly Father. Obedience to commandments will lead us to salvation. Obedience to the commandments of God will lead us to salvation, guys. I promise you that. Now, Rich Quake has been putting up information about earthquakes during this program. I don't think I've seen Heather here or Renee. They've been working on weather things going on our weather and wildfire channel on our Facebook Messenger. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Midwestern part of the United States and over towards the East Coast are going to have thunderstorms and may have tornadoes even tonight. Be prepared, guys. That's going to happen. Be prepared. Don't be scared, be prepared. For those of you that are having very severe thunderstorms right now, take a shelter. Get to your shelter right now. Go to the center part of your home in a hallway without windows. Get in a hallway without windows. If you have a tornado coming in, pull a mattress off a bed, pull it into the hallway, put it over yourselves, your family, and protect them from any flying objects. That's the best way you can protect yourself. Or if you have a basement, go to the back corner of your basement. Go to a back corner of your basement and stay there. Or if you have a tornado shelter in the ground outside your home, go there and stay there. That's the best thing you can do. Okay? Does anybody have any questions for me? Rich Quake says his birthday is on Monday. Rich, I can't wait for that. That's going to be so cool. Rich Quake is one of my dearest friends. He lives in Nova Scotia, Canada. We love him. We love him, guys. We appreciate him. We appreciate all of our EMA family that's been here watching our program tonight. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. May God bless you. May God keep you in the palms of his hands and prepare you for what's coming. May he help prepare you. We love you all, guys. Have a good night. May God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Take care, everyone. God bless. See you soon. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard, So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We love you. Have a good night.